Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuttapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tang Sa Jivan Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitamscha Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvije Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vas Adi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right, dear devotees, Gangalila Devi Dasi Aparajita, Sri Govinda Farm, Priya Sundari Devi Dasi, and all Paramananda Prabhu, Rukmini Prabhu, and somebody in Vila Govinda. Who's in Vila Govinda Ashram? Leela Moy Prabhu, looking after us. And in the Prasadam Hall, one of the favorite places, just next door. All right, happily. So, dear devotees, why back to basics doesn't say that it's live? Interesting. Okay, I would like to be with you on back to basics. I mean, sorry, well, I am on back to basics. I mean, on Facebook. On my Facebook is not showing live for some reason. All right. Dear devotees, we're one day after Srila Gurudev's disappearance festival. It's a festival to glorify him. And we've happily been remembering 24 hours, maybe 25 hours this time, 25 hours. Srila Gurudev, his pastimes, his devotees, so many things about him. As Krishna does not come alone, as Mahaprabhu does not come alone, also the devotees do not come alone. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur did not come alone. He had his parshads, his eternal servitors, as Srila Gurudev recognized. And it takes one to know one, if we can appreciate that kind of expression in the Western world. And Srila Gurudev recognized Srila Prabhupada as Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada as an associate, and Srila Guru Maharaj as an associate. And he himself we can recognize as an associate of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who in turn is an associate of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we've got this, not just one person, but we've got this entourage of the pure devotees who've come to this world with a strategy, and the strategy from the upper world must be fruitful, we can say. It is not a strategy from the downstairs world. They are all engaging in service to the higher portion. So Srila Gurudev and the devotees who attended him, the devotees he met, his pastimes, especially with emphasizing the final important practice, the practice of Krishna consciousness, to the devotees everywhere. And the practice centered around, are we allowed to say again, humility, tolerance, giving honor to others, not wanting honor for oneself, being faithful under that one umbrella of Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Saraswati Thakur, this safe line which has come to this world, come down to us from above. So happily, morning, mid-morning, afternoon, mid-afternoon, evening, all the way through, we are remembering and engaged in such topics. So we can ask to you, let me come to the gallery view. Let me ask you all if you have any questions. Vrindavaneshwari Devi Dasi, you're representing Brazil. Oh, well, no, three Brazil representatives. Oh, okay. We forget the Lilamo is from Brazil. We forget Priya Sundari is from Brazil. But Vrindavaneshwari is there holding the flag in the country itself. Were you able to have some gathering yesterday, Vrindavaneshwari? Is it convenient to speak?
No, okay, it's okay, Dhanavad. Today in Brazil is still the disappearance day of Srila Govinda Maharaj. It's today yet. So this morning we went to the institute and I did sweet rice. Is sweet rice? Arroz doce, Lila Mãe? I made sweet rice and we share prasadam there. Vaishnava Prabhu sing for us and we read just a little from Srimad Bhagavatam and he chose, I don't remember which book from Guru Srila Govinda Maharaj and read something for us. It was a great gathering to be with the devotees. And today is my appearance day, my birthday. And so I'm so happy that I can spend the whole morning with devotees in my day. And tonight with my family that I was born, but I have to confess that my morning was special.
Beautiful. Well, the best way to celebrate a birthday is to remember Sri Guru, Sri Gauranga, the Vaishnavas, and especially such Vaishnavas as Srila Gurudev. Glorious Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Deva Sami Maharaj. So well done and happy birthday. Happy birthday indeed. Jain. And I think that maybe, do we know if one young child also appeared in the world in Salt Lake City yesterday, maybe sharing the same birthday as you? Paramananda was nodding. Did Vinodini give birth yesterday? Do you know, Paramananda Prabhu?
Maharaj, it seems to.
Seems to. Oh, okay.
I don't know about Vinodini becoming mother. I know that Raikishori became grandma.
Oh, well, she came. How did she become a grandma? Oh, so it's confirmed. So baby born. Okay. So Vrindavaneshwari Devi Dasi, you share your birthday with a young soul from Salt Lake City. Sudarshan Prabhu and Rai Kishori, you met in Thailand. And, did you meet? Were you in Thailand? I always forget we meet devotees everywhere. No, but you see, wherever we are, it feels like the devotees are together. Anyhow, famous Rai Kishori and Sudarshan Prabhu of Salt Lake City, one of their daughters, no, their daughter, yes, she just gave birth yesterday. So 0 years old, actual birthday. So you share a birthday with him. I don't know if him has a name, but I know it was due to be a him. Anyhow, we have to remind ourselves about birth and death. And yesterday I read a new expression, and it was in the translation of a composition of Srila Gurudev. We were reading some of the compositions. Gurudev composed many things. We were reading one of his compositions, and it's saying that as the jiva soul comes and goes along the chain of birth and death, and you know those big chains that support the ships in the harbor, when we see like that kind of a chain, is all just one is linked to another, is linked to another. And that idea of a chain somehow stayed with me, as you can see. It's one day later and I'm still remembering it. The chain of birth and death that's right in front of us. So we must remember all these things and appreciate with this birth that we've got this opportunity for connecting properly in spiritual life. We could be connecting, all sorts of ways in spiritual life without actually having, a proper journey or a proper destination or way to receive it or anything. As they say in English, some wishy-washy connection. But we don't want wishy-washy, we want focused and we want serious connection. Well, we may have wanted it somewhere in the past and Krishna has been kind to give that. So again, yesterday we also came up in a reading or an audio of only we can cheat ourselves. We cannot be cheated. Only we can cheat ourselves. So we must be serious and then we will be safe. And serious means that when we do get the good advices and the connection of the very best opportunity, that we follow that nicely, then we'll be safe by their grace. They've given us that promise, in fact, we'll be safe. Hare Krishna, and Rukmini Devi Dasi joined us. Rukmini Devi Dasi has no electricity for 1 week solid. This is Africa. If you don't live in the area, prioritized area, maybe. Anyway, she's back, maybe on battery power. It looks very dark behind you. But just a little reminder, we shouldn't take anything for granted. Electricity and water. Well, water, we can live without electricity, but without water, that's some difficulty. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranams, Maharaj. Dandavat, dear devotees. Well, it is a bit dim, but I'm actually at Mathura Vasini Didi's home, or Yogi's home, because of the program last night.
Okay, this leads into, tell us about the program last night.
Oh, it was so lovely to be with all the devotees and, I think Priya Sundari Prabhu was, how he shares with his heart and even his, like singing Srila Gurudev's Aarti, and Mathura Vasini and Kanchana and Suvasini Didi, they all prepared like wonderful meals for Srila Gurudev. And they were also saying about Srila Gurudev being there, watching what was being prepared. So there was some, they are excellent chefs. And yes, it was a small program, but it was heartfelt, and the children were singing, and it was just beautiful, very beautiful.
Jai. And in the beautiful temple building, the whole ashram offered to Gurudev, made for him and offered to him. Hare Krishna. And here Shyama Priya Devi Dasi just joined us too. Shyama Priya came all the way from Ukraine. Means just to come from Ukraine is an austerity. You can't just go to the airport and get on a plane. Anyway, she came here all the way here for this festival. And she came and immediately on arriving, jumping into service and doing seva, and the seva of all the devotees here yesterday. The seva of all the devotees culminated in a beautiful festival also. Hare Krishna. And yesterday we made history, well, history for 2025 here. In other words, yesterday evening was our first outdoor program, outdoor, like seated program with Kirtan and the evening program. But outside, we did at the Samadhi Mandir, Pushpa Samadhi, of course, of Srila Gurudev here. and a little chilly, maybe, but everyone was very happy. And there was a little hesitation at the beginning, oh, outdoors. But good sense prevailed, and we held the program outdoors. And at the end of the program, we were all just like saying, well, it was so good that we made this decision to be here out of doors with Gurudev at the Pushpa Samadhi. And the breeze dropped, and so maybe a little chilly, but it was just very beautiful. And the devotees, I don't know exactly whose hand did what in the preparation, but they made the arrangement at the Pushpa Samadhi, very dignified, very beautiful, and but dignified. And at the Samadhi in India, in Navadip Chaitanya Sarasat Math, Srila Gurudev told that the Samadhi is not to be gloriously decorated. It's not that kind of a mood at the Samadhi Mandir, but it's to be done in a dignified way. And that was done here, very representative, very beautifully done, as should be done. So we were outside, and they had these decorative candles also there, as well as the decorative, sober decoration. Anyway, it was a very beautiful program, and it was coincided, nothing's a coincidence, with the Italian Zoom. And we did mention Seva Rupa Devi Dasi, and that she's without electricity, she won't be able to join. But you'll be having your program at the same time as our program, probably, that was there. Because actually our program didn't really stop yesterday, it just continued indoors and outdoors. Hare Krishna. And we did join in to Govinda Farm. So I think we should hear from Govinda Farm. Where's Govinda Farm gone? Oh, you're moving on the screen. So Priya Sundari Devi Dasi, please, little sharing from there.
Dandavats. Dandavats Gurudev, Dandavats all devotees. Here in Govinda Farm, we did a simple festival, I think, in comparison with Villa Govinda, because I've seen the stories, and there were, how many devotees? 20 devotees there. It's very big.
More than 20, because we've
Wow.
got 16 staying here overnight. I mean, sleeping at night, so more came. No, quite a lot.
We did a smaller in quantity, but very good quality of devotees. Kesavananda was very inspired by a text we read in the morning that talked about where Gurudev was saying it was his last night of the first tour in Australia. And he said, oh, I don't know if I'm coming back, so I need to give you like some message. And the message is heart-to-heart transaction. Krishna consciousness is heart-to-heart transaction. And please keep doing, please don't leave it. And he also said about cheating, he said, please don't cheat me, please. Please continue. So it was very inspiring to Kesavananda, especially because after he read it in the morning, we had again a meeting with some very auspicious meeting in the afternoon before Prashada with Gurudev, with you, Paramananda, with Mohanananda, with Suresh and Krishna Priya, and maybe someone else. And then Kesavananda was also telling again about the text, so it was very beautiful to hear, as if because I never I heard about Krishna consciousness much later, much after Sri Govinda Maharaj had already disappeared. So for me, it's always I feel like he's kept perceiving who he is and finding out who he is via his devotees. And Kesavananda was very enthusiastic about that yesterday. So I feel like he was also expressing exactly as he would have been said by Sri Govinda Maharaj. And yes, we had a very nice prasad as well. We had a perfect sweet rice, as I was told that Ram Sundar Prabhu did an excellent sweet rice, and we had simple, simple but very good dal and sabji, and yes, so it was very nice. And yeah, this is it. Very beautiful day.
Jai Srila Gurudev ki jai, jai all the devotees honoring his day, that at his festival day, Tirobhava Maha Mahotsav, grand festival. Jai. And may we ask Rukmini, I don't know, is it convenient for you to speak, Rukmini? But we're very happy to have you with us. And Rukmini has a big heart for our big Gurudev, for Srila Gurudev. If you can spare a few minutes, yes, Rukmini Devi.
Dandavats to all the devotees. I'm sorry my camera is off because it's late night here and I have my baby here close by, so I cannot turn the camera on.
It's all good. But would you like to share anything about something about Srila Gurudev? Some experience in your life, a little glorification from your heart?
Well, I always remember when I told you once at Govinda Mela in California, that my experience with Gurudev was when I was a little child, and he was always so sweet and joyful. And I remember he was like, he was actually like, sometimes he was like, it looks like he was playing with us in some way. I don't know how, but he was always like very playful, and that just he got a connection with the kids, and I don't know how, because it was just like something that he was always like joking, and in some way he make a connection with all the kids. I remember that when I met Gurudev, all the kids used to be always close to him, trying to reach him and trying to be close to him. And by that time, Gurudev was always like very charming with all the devotees, and the kids were always like around him. So that was my first experience with Gurudev, that he was a very lovely and charming person, and in some way I feel so like that attraction for him because he was so affectionate. So that's how I remember my first connection. Was very innocent actually, and I can't forget that. It was very, very, it makes my heart to like warm to remember those days when we were just playing and Gurudev was around, and he was so affectionate with all the kids by that time.
Well, I think this is certainly within the heart-to-heart transaction department, rather than the philosophy department. And that's totally that's what Srila Gurudev, fully capable in both departments, but with the philosophy, it was actually to wake up the heart. So everything is the heart. Well done. By the way, Rukmini, you said, oh, I was just a little girl then. Well, we have two other little girls from that time too. And one is Jayashree Devi Dasi, the daughter of Sri Lekan and Sri Govinda at that time, now Nyasi Maharaj. And the other one is Pandita, Rasamoy Pandita Devi Dasi. And actually yesterday at the Arati time, then we asked, because Jayashree been saying, oh, I was just a girl when we first met Gurudev, little girl. And then we said, okay, so let's make Gurudev happy, and then let's have one of his little girls sing for him, for his arti. Now, all grown up, and of course, she's grown up with her children, and one of them is like fully grown up, and the other two are on their way, both teenagers and going to school. So the little girl section now are the leader sections, leaders of their families, but also leaders in their own way of the devotees. Means everyone looks to the devotees who've got some experience with Srila Gurudev, and they're looking to them and hearing from them. So that's you, Rukmini Devi Dasi, too. Happily, you've got a whole community. You live somewhere near with the devotees in a devotee community. So you're very fortunate, and you yourself can share so many beautiful devotional things with others you meet there.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Should I be silent? No, why should I be silent? I can be silent. I can make enough noises to ask to Shama Priya, who came all the way from Ukraine. I did ask, did you come with bare feet walking all the way? But she did take some public transport here and there. But Shama Priya, she made a big austerity to come to the ashram. Maybe she'd like to share something from here and from Ukraine in the theme of Srila Gurudev's festival and remembrance.
Dandavats Gurudev, Dandavats all the devotees. For me, it's such an important place. Villa Govinda, it's part of my heart, lives here always. And before the festival, I was thinking how to, when to go, and it was obvious that I should be in advance before this grand festival here, because a lot of disciples, a lot of people who in person met Gurudev going to be here. And for a person who have never met such a personality as a Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaj, I have never met such pure personality. I only could read books and have never felt on myself this real mood, but I could feel the mood of Gurudev through his disciples, through his association. And only here, not separated on a distance through the Villa Govinda live stream, I'd like to dive deep into this mood with this association, and try to collect more this remembering of more experience of all of these wonderful devotees, more senior than me, because I know in Ukraine we are such junior. And we maybe read some articles about Gurudev, could read some his talks, public talks, but so many private stories that give many lessons could be shared only in association of such a beautiful senior devotees that all come here and share their experience of life. And I was so excited to come here. So several people helped me on this journey, and they donate a little money to make it happen, because they saw that I'm worried how to go, what to do. And even my mom, she gave some money. Oh, just go to Italy. I see it's very important. So just go there. And I think that it was really good idea to go and just to be and feel how it's going, how it was before, because in association of senior devotees, you can feel the presence of Srila Gurudev, and I think it's really obvious that they all keep this mood and continue their seva with such a mood. So I also want to take a little bit of that and maybe share in Ukraine with our like kindergarten with all of us, because I'm from kindergarten, I'm from that society, and I need more senior to grow, to make me become a devotee, real devotee, as they are here. And of course, it was such good preparations for this celebration and many prasadam. But if we ask cooks, oh, that's very beautiful. How have you done all of that? They're saying, oh, no, I just did one preparation. I did nothing here, but it was a huge preparation. And as we know that Srila Gurudev always check what devotees cooking for him and offering him. And it was huge. I think he would be happy, and all of that love we can feel through this prasadam. So it was a wonderful festival, and I hope that you also joined through the screen or on your own local society. Maybe you also have very wonderful festivals there. Jai Srila Gurudev, Jai.
Jai Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. And I also had in mind to ask to Leela Moy Prabhu right there, because he has been known to appreciate prasadam, and maybe, as I was going to ask him yesterday, then can you just give a revelation about the prasadam? Is there something you would like to say? And by the way, as Shama Priya mentioned, Srila Gurudev did say, I will, for my disappearance festival, I will come to the kitchen and see what you are all cooking for me. So I went to the kitchen yesterday and went with all the cooks, and there were several cooks. It was a busy, sweet savor kitchen, very beautiful, going and finding, everyone like doing something very busy, but all focused and all going on very smoothly in the kitchen. And I said, well, I've come to the kitchen because I know Gurudev is here in the kitchen. So I also want to come be with Gurudev and see what the devotees are doing. So I'm not sure. Leela Moy was part of Shanti Moy described as the heavy metal crew, the heavy metal group. Yes, a heavy metal group. That is, all the heavy pots and all those things that are used for cooking. He's there cleaning the pots as they need to be cleaned and stuff like this. So he was in the heavy metal group yesterday in the kitchen. But in the prasadam hall, after the pujas, after the program, he was there in the, the honoring prasadam group. Leela Moy Prabhu.
So, Dhanavad to everyone. It's really impressive how can they do like such opulence, such varieties of preparation, and really this is so beautiful because it's not a simple preparation. It's like all the devotees put their heart in everything they are doing here, and it's really impressive how their life is just for service their guru, service Srila Govinda Maharaj, and everyone here in Villa Govinda has this mood, and to be part of this, to be here in this association give me so much inspiration and to be aspired to be like them one day. And really this mood of everything, really everything in their life is just for service. And we can see the results is in the preparations and prashada and everything they offer. And yeah, incredible. I cannot even describe how how it is this many kinds of preparation. The favorite of Srila Govinda Maharaj, the gnocchi, the pizza, all the sweets, such varieties of sweets and shak, and really you can see, yeah. You can see in the picture just a small glimpse of uh, mercy coming from the devotees, from really the heart of the devotees. And that's it.
That's it. I thought you were going to give a mouth-watering description of each preparation one by one. But there we are. And it was, I don't know if the word fusion is right, but it was India and Italy fusion prasadam. That's my expression. Nobody gave that expression. I mean, I'm not saying someone else's expression. So there's some pictures of here, and then the Samadhi Mandir in the evening. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh, I got lots of photos here because devotees sent me lots of photos. So since yesterday morning, I have lots of photos because devotees sent pictures from the gatherings around the world. But then in the evening, this is, I don't know what you can see, this is the Samadhi Mandir. And probably, because it's a picture that's tall ways. Anyway, dear devotees, oh, this is the gathering. So this is long ways. This is the gathering yesterday evening. Hare Krishna. Okay, anyway, this is Italy, and it's one of the rooms of Srila Gurudev's worldwide mission. And really, it's his worldwide mission. When Srila Gurudev came out from India, then the temples, the ashrams around the world started to become established rather than just gathering in people's homes or renting a hall. It actually became, like established centers. And here in Vila Govinda, we have an established center. In Brazil, now there are 2 established centers in USA, in UK, in Australia, in different places, in Thailand, and of course in India, several temples and ashrams. But around the world became particularly established with centers by the direct influence of Gurudev, and Gurudev giving also instruction. When sometimes devotees think, oh, Gurudev, we just, whatever we like, we come and we offer to Gurudev. But Gurudev also gave instruction for, make an ashram, buy this, do this, to those devotees who he knows can fulfill his instruction. And Gurudev said, that I don't give instruction to devotees who I know they won't do. They don't have capacity, and if they don't do it, is not good that I ask them something and they don't do it. He said, I know what that is. Anyhow, so Gurudev's influence on the world too, and Krishna Priya, perhaps, yes, Krishna Priya, not Krishna Priya, sorry, Priya Sundari. She's there in Thailand with Krishna Priya. She's mentioning about that talk of Gurudev, which is a farewell talk, actually, because he's saying, I don't know if I'll come back again, but if I don't come back, this is my guidance to you. But that talk, it's there on the web. It's scsmat.com. It's the second entry on the current front page of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math. And it's called Our Promise. that we don't forget our promise, that we all don't forget our promise when we've come to Krishna consciousness. And we'll try our best to be sincere devotees and to share that with others. This is part of it. Save Rupa Devi Dasi. She's back. She's got electricity. She can search the web. And we much appreciate it. Oh, Ganga Leela Devi, she's put some dark footprints. Is there a conch, wheel, lotus, and club on the bottom of those? I forget what the markings are, but Krishna has particular markings on his feet, doesn't he? Okay, so Ganga Leela sending all good things for us and pranams. And Sevarupa, she's sharing. Oh, well, she shared a Facebook. Maybe Sevarupa, you can say what the Facebook pages you shared. And the second one is that article, Our Promise. And it is a little bit long for us to read it all here, but we also did read the excerpt from that in our program, in the program here. But it is good for us all because it is Srila Gurudev. I mean, as always, but very exemplary, exemplary, and it's a very good example of Srila Gurudev's nature, mood, his wish for us, in that he may or may not be able to come back to meet with the devotees. But this is my instruction to you. This is my guidance for you. This is my wish for you and you all. It is very applicable to us all. Sevarupa, what is the Facebook share you put?
Maharaj, it's just the pictures you were showing us from Leela Govinda. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
just link, on the festival pictures.
All right. Hare Krishna. We like to hear from everyone, but Paramananda is sitting quietly, and he is a reservoir of Gurudev's Leela and a recipient of Gurudev's heart transactions, a direct recipient of Gurudev's heart transactions. Actually, you are all a recipient. This is how you are here. Yes, Paramananda Prabhu.
Just give me a second.
Okay. We can hear you. Yes.
As Rukmini was talking about how Gurudev was playing with kids, I kind of remembered how he was playing with adults. So it was not only the kids who were the object of his affection, adults too. Actually, for him, I mean, in relation to him, we all kind of felt like kids, frankly saying. And he was very gentle, very affectionate, sometimes strong when needed, of course, like any parent. And everyone had very unique interactions with Srila Govinda Maharaj. That's the beauty of it, because there is nothing that is uniformed in that sense. Everyone had something absolutely unique, and everybody's hearts were touched in a very unique way. So it's always good to hear the expressions and realizations and memoirs of the devotees. And who said that? Oh, Priya Sundari said that about the small gathering. But we were also thinking yesterday and talking about it. It's not, I think Maharaj said that actually. So we shouldn't worry about the numbers. We should be satisfied and feel ourselves fortunate to be in the company of like-minded personalities, and we're walking that path. So in a similar way, it's not the quantity of people or grandeur of the festival, external things, the amount of flowers and gold and fireworks and people and all of that and publicity. It's the heart. So to make a festival of that kind, it takes only one person with the heart. And that is already considered a Maha Mahotsav. Because that's what it matters. We can have many people, but heart absent, and we have one person with the full heart present. And that will make huge difference. So Srila Govinda Maharaj, in that article, he also mentioned about that whatever comes to us, it's not about building temples, like physical manifestations of temples. But first of all, he wanted that temple to be established in the heart of the person, in the heart of his friends, his sincere followers, sincere disciples. That's the main objective. And of course, it takes the form, a more external form that would manifest in time for the sake of the service according to the seva necessity. And the only reason for that to exist is actually to serve the devotion and serve the devotees. Because that's what Krishna is doing every of his incarnations and every single of his avatars. He is glorifying the devotees and he's serving the devotees. It's not that devotees are accepting that as a competition, as we know, but this is the mood. So every facility must be utilized in that particular purpose, to serve the devotees and propagate devotion. And Srila Govinda Maharaj Krishna Prabhu yesterday, he asked, what were the instructions? What was like pleasing, what he was telling you, what would please Govinda Maharaj? And Kesavananda Prabhu gave a very good answer. Madhusudan Maharaj gave very good feedback to that. And another thing Govinda Maharaj would be very pleased with, he stressed it continuously, not only with his words, but with his own example, his own deeds, was to serve to Srila Guru Maharaj, propagate his teachings, his glories, his pastimes, and that would automatically land a person who actually done it with the sincerity and devotion in the heart of Srila Govinda Maharaj, which is really something we're all aspiring for, to find a place in the heart of the sadhu, in the heart of especially our spiritual master. Because this is our hope, this is our prayer. And that service can vary. You don't have to build temple after temple after temple, do something grand. It's the service in a time of greatest necessity. Seemingly small thing can land you in his heart forever. And again, it's the mood which at that time of doing that, you possess, you have. That will also count greatly, what kind of mood and what kind of service. So in that sense, we know that so many devotees, they're actually having a very special place in Srila Govinda Maharaj's heart. And that's why it's so valuable for us to hear from everybody. And we can say it's, in one sense, disappearance festival. It's hard to call festival in one sense. But on another hand, it is a festival because it is opportunity to again glorify and remember, and not just remember that, okay, he left and now we're remembering him, but remember that he is constantly present with us and around us. It's our problem that we cannot see him or we cannot feel him. He did not go anywhere. He is right there, fully present. In sense, he's even more fully present than he used to be, because we were kind of distracted by the direct service to his manifested form. But when he left, what left is his teachings, his wishes, and that supposed to land us in a deeper realization, a deeper connection to him. If we are going in that way, going in that direction with sincerity and devotion. So in one hand, it's the festival of separation, and in one hand, on the other hand, it's the festival of union. So we can say union and separation again. And Guru Srila Govinda Maharaj is very much present in the heart of the devotees. Really, we can feel that greatly. And if we do anything and we're trying to dedicate our deeds and ourselves to his service, he's there every moment, every second, every day, every month. He is giving that guidance. Guidance, of course, coming from many different directions, but primarily we can understand that if he is satisfied or not through the association with the devotees. So I was just contemplating about this aspects of the disappearance festival. And of course, prasadam. I mean, when we started our little gathering yesterday, we immediately started talking about prasadam. Mohananda was telling what was prepared in Australia. Then I said, well, now we can tell you're all Govinda Maharaj's disciples. That's what you're talking about prasadam. And we shouldn't discard that. We might think, oh, we're so renounced. Why are we talking about food? No. First of all, we're not talking about food. We're talking about the mercy of the Lord that manifested in the form of those wonderful preparations that we can actually honor. And by the way, this is our favorite seva, and no one will say, no, this is not. It is our favorite and the most inspiring and bringing enthusiasm seva. But if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, how much attention there, how much focus there on the description, elaborate description. And Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, I did not mention so many different leelas. It's like the waves in the ocean. So many devotees I couldn't mention. I did as much as I can, but you may think, okay, how about you skip the description of all those preparations every time there's a big festival and fill it with some extra leela? But no, that was there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Very detailed, and described as very detailed and really nourishing when you hear that. And this was so pleasing to Mahaprabhu and everyone who was with Mahaprabhu, his Parshad. So in a similar way, when we talk about Govinda Maharaj, we talk about Prasadam. And it's fully justified and so beautiful and sweet, and also reflects the nature of his and also nature of his disciples. And we can tell, like Mahaprabhu would sometimes spot a person on the street and he will just say, oh, are you a disciple of Madhavendra Puri? So in a similar way, we can spot the disciple of Srila Govinda Maharaj quite often. Because if a disciple is sincere and devoted, then those qualities, they emanate. It's like a halo, the effulgence around that personality. He's reflecting Govinda Maharaj's qualities as well. So I will stop here, Maharaj.
Well, you've got my mind floating here on this one because we recognize the devotees by their appreciation of prasadam, perhaps is being implied by your words. But I have to say, I don't know what it is, but there is some kind of recognition of our family, of our family. There is some kind of recognition. And sometimes we are somewhere where there are devotees from various quarters. It means from the ISKCON mission, from other missions. There are now several branches. But somehow or another, when we're speaking with our family of devotees, then we can recognize, or we're speaking with them, and then somebody like stands out, or there's something about a particular person. And then we find out, because it's not my first question, oh, whose disciple are you? If the devotees are connected to Mahaprabhu, connected to Srila Saraswati Thakur, we have to say in this generation by now, then we have to say they are very fortunate, they're connected in the line. But we have our family, and Gurudev giving recognition to that in particular, because our family is that, the family which is specifically coming from Saraswati Thakur to he who he transmitted that line to. The main current he transmitted to Srila Guru Maharaj. All Guru Maharaj's senior godbrothers, they all recognize that. And so, we can make a claim that we have very grandparents and grandparents and grand-grandparents, or whatever we may be down the line. And in a few years' time, it'll be grandparents. It's natural to happen. But this is our hereditary, and somehow or another, I'm not sure if it's exactly prasadam, the special recognition of prasadam. I mean, that's part of it, but there is some halo, there's some aura around the devotees in some way. When I was young, we were in Australia many years ago, but with the devotees, our devotees were doing a program. They had the vegetarian burger stall, and they had a shop, this kind of thing, at one of these summer festival gathering places where you've got all sorts of people doing all sorts of things. But I was walking around, and there was a middle-aged lady, and she was reading auras. She'd sit there and she could show the aura of somebody with some photograph, like electronically generated photograph, and she can read their auras. But devotees, they have a particular whether we call it aura or what quite the word is, but there is a recognizable trait. And we're very happy when we are with the devotees who've got that sweet appreciation for Gurudev and Guru Maharaj. And maybe are expert in the prasadam department as well. Hare Krishna, but that's got me thinking, yes, what is that we can't quite put our finger on, but which is recognizable in our devotees? So yes, not about numbers, but is about being with family, as the mafia say, don't they? Yes, we know about family. Hare Krishna. Oh, yesterday we were also talking about mafia and Gurudev. Gurudev's navigation of the mafia world, his expert navigation of that world. And by the way, he gave an example of Gurudev. We always stressing humility, tolerance, giving honor to others, and then modified, not modified humility, but what is humility, etc. And Gurudev had to be strong, and Gurudev was strong. He was humble, tolerant, everything, and he was strong. And perhaps it was on back to basics. We were mentioning about how Srila Guru Maharaj uses Hanuman as an example. Hanuman, completely humble, absolutely humble, tolerant, giving honor to others. But when it came to the demons, then Hanuman did his duty because it was his duty, and he demolished so many demons, but without losing his humility. And Gurudev, he was the embodiment, everyone knows it, of this humility, tolerance, giving honor to others. But Gurudev also gave the example that, yes, but for our service, then we must be also strong and faithful to do that properly. And Gurudev, describing, because some incidents happened, and our devotees were meek and humble and didn't show any threat to the gundas, the dacoits who were coming to do harm to the temple. They came to the temple, and anyway, this is a story. They did some wrong. They're trying to extort money, so the devotees humbly explaining that the money all belongs to Krishna. You have no right to take our money. And so the naughty boys, they came and they, in the night, smashed the windows and did this, that, and the other in Calcutta. But anyhow, Gurudev, he did not approve that our devotees were simply humble. And he gave the example that the cobra is going along, and the cobra, he doesn't want to bite everyone. That's not his duty. In fact, he tries to keep a low profile. He's on the ground. He tries to get away. And he uses his biting for eating. He's going to get a frog or something like this, but not a person. But if he is in danger of his being attacked by a person or threatened, he puts up his hood and he's ready to, he's showing that, don't mess with me, I'm ready to bite. And Gurudev said that for our seva, we must sometimes it is necessary, like the cobra, to put up our hood and show ourselves ready to bite. But not that we're going to go and bite everyone, only if needed, but we will show like that. So, Srila Gurudev, we also mentioned a little bit. How did we get onto gundas? I'm not sure. Anyway, Srila Gurudev, we touched various topics about his nature. And one was a topic like this. He could navigate with the children, navigate with us. And actually, when Rukmini said, we are like the kindergarten, as the young girls, she said, oh, we are like the kindergarten. And then Paramananda, he actually expressed my thinking when she mentioned that in Gurudev's eyes, pretty much we are all the kindergarten section. Doesn't matter our body age or our devotional age, really. Gurudev sees us all and sees our immaturity, but our sincerity, and he sees the value of what is there. And the other thing is Gurudev. putting to one side. He's looking at the devotional part of the devotee. Hare Krishna. Anyway, dear devotees, yes, it's always difficult to say, oh, a festival for his disappearance, or not, or just to say his disappearance, Ki Jai. That's difficult. But his festival, we can say Ki Jai, because that festival is of remembrance of his divine glories. Hare Krishna. All right, I know we didn't give everyone a chance to speak, and we know that Bhima Krishna, and prompted by Istadevika, maybe she's probably prompting him that they're able to speak. We know Gangalila, also Dana, she can express from her heart, Pavan Krishna Prabhu, Aparajita, to each of you who we've not directly asked, and Rupa Nuga Prabhu, yes, all of you I know you can express beautifully. But I do have a question for Rupa Nuga Prabhu. I heard that the insurance people have come to do a repair, or there's repair taking place on Govinda Dham in Australia. How much damage was actually there? I thought that there wasn't much damage. Is that building damaged extensively?
I do not believe so, but I'm in far north Queensland, so I've been separated from that environment, but I'm going back there and I will investigate for you.
Okay, Prabhu, yes. Because I was a bit shocked. I heard cranes were there and the builders were in.
Really?
So anyway, we hope it wasn't too much damage, but we do hear it was covered by insurance, so that's a good sign. All right, anyway, let us keep our heads in the very safe place with full insurance, full whatever cover. That's at the lotus feet of Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Let us continue our daily lives. And if you haven't read, and even if you have read that article, which we read at least twice yesterday, the whole article, then please do read again that article. The link is in the chat box put there by Seva Rupa Devi Dasi to Our Promise. And also the link is there on scsmat.com. And it's just Srila Gurudev. Every talk is the best. It just seemed to be the best talk yesterday. That's what can I say. All right, dear devotees. Jai, wonderful Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Means wonderful Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Wonderful Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rokhok Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Wonderful Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Bhagavan, also wonderful, of course. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Our whole Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga ki Jai. All the assembled devotees ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. And may every day be a festival in your lives. Yes, it doesn't matter how many people are around you. It's not quantity, it's quality. And so have a festival, each one of you, every day in your heart, happily, in association and service to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Vanchakalpa turubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. And also
Madhusudan Maharaj ki
Jai.
on Facebook also, and then we got our devotees. I came on very late. I don't know why it didn't show up on Facebook immediately. But to Mathura Basini, she is also there somewhere near Sevarupa. Maybe you're in her house, I think, at the moment in South Africa. And Madhava Prabhu, always, you're there, and we're always happy to have your presence too. And all of the presence of everyone, those seeing the recorded version, those on Zoom, those on Facebook. And there's no mice around. In India, I'm sure I'd have a mouse somewhere nearby walking around, but we'll be able to hear. But Italy is very clean, I have to say. Even the ants, if you leave out sweets, they don't come. If you leave out sweets for a short while, Vrindavan, Navadip, Govardhan, All the ants will come. All right, dear devotees, on this note, we shall continue our day in remembrance of Krishna and his varied creation. Dandavat Pranam, Jai Gurudev, Jai Guru Maharaj. Ashchi.